Hey guys, what's going on? I want to take a quick look at Algorand. Ticker for this is ALGO, and I'm currently on the weekly time frame. Before I get into this, I should mention a couple things. Number one, if you're not subscribed and you want to get notified when I release these TA videos, I'm going to do about 2 or 3 videos every single day. Just click subscribe, but when you do that, if you actually want to get the notification from YouTube, you got to click the bell and then click on all. Number two, I'm going to put a link to the exchange that I personally use to trade these assets in both the pinned comment and the description. The reason I like this particular exchange is, well, they have a good interface. They have a lot of coins. It's pretty easy to use. They have some really unique tools that make trading a little bit easier. But the main thing for me is they don't have KYC, so you don't have to submit any documents, right? Now, you may need a VPN to use it, depending on your location. So I'll also put a link to a promotion on the VPN in the pinned comment and description as well. All right, so back to Algorand. I've probably done about 5 videos on this coin already. If you haven't watched those, I'll just kind of recap the important levels that I think if you want to trade this asset, you should mark on your chart. This coin is yet another really good example of why it's so important to take profits in the bull run, because we went from about 10 cents or 9 cents all the way up to over $3, and now we're back at 9 cents. Okay, this is a full round trip. For anyone who bought up here and had to hold all the way down, well, I feel for you, but hopefully in the next run you can eventually break even or even get some profit off this coin. All right, so these are the levels that you should draw, okay? So first, take a horizontal trend line and just identify the basically the candle bodies, the lows of the candle bodies right here, and just paste the trend line there, okay? So this is going to be, it was a long-term support level, and obviously as the price comes back up, it'll likely serve as a level of resistance. The next horizontal line would be right here, okay? So this I just did with the trend line. You can use the horizontal line, whatever. It's basically at the top of these two candle bodies, and it will be the bottoms of these two candle bodies. This is an important level as well. There was support here, and then when we broke through it, we came up. Price got rejected from it. So obviously, if we're able to break out of this pattern and make our way up, this is going to be a level to watch. Also, the third horizontal level I suggest that you draw would just be right here at the top of these two candle bodies here. So these are going to be pretty obvious resistances on the way up. Now, as you can see, this pattern, this is basically called a falling wedge. And I mean, it doesn't look like it, but this is actually, it ends up breaking bullish more often than not, right? So, you're making lower highs and lower lows, but it forms this wedge pattern. What we'd like to see is obviously this upper resistance level from the wedge to break, right? We want the price to break through this. Now, in the last video, I mentioned that, here, I'll change the time frame. In the last video, I mentioned that we were breaking out. So we formed a pattern within this larger wedge pattern, right? So we had this downsloping level of resistance that lasted, a few months, right? This was kind of like putting pressure on the price and kind of forming this downtrend. We recently broke out of it, right? But it didn't really have that much volume. And, Bitcoin kind of ruined the party, right? Bitcoin crashed and it brought most of the coins down with it. So Algorand dumped back below this level of resistance. So it actually, it dumped to the lower line of this falling wedge, right? So this level is kind of like the support level, right? So we dumped all the way back and we wicked right off of it. So buyer stepped in at this level, defended it. So yeah, now that we're back below this level of resistance, we broke above it, it couldn't hold, smashed back down. This is the level of resistance, right? So now the range you have to watch is this here, like the lower support level from the wedge, and this basically downsloping level of resistance. So this is the price range now. You really do not want to see, dailies or especially a weekly candle close below this this line here, right? Let me see if we're seeing any divergences occurring on the. Let's look at the weekly time frame. A little bit right here. There's a slight divergence after the recent drop. So we have a low, then we have a slightly lower low. And on the oscillator, we have the low, then a higher low. And that also replicates itself on this divergence indicator here, low, higher low. This isn't really confirmed yet, though. But yeah, when I look at this from a long-term perspective, if this is a coin that you believe in, if you keep up with the fundamentals and you think, it has utility and the token has real use case, obviously accumulating in this range, like we're down at the previous lows, we're at the lower end of this multi-year falling wedge, which is a pattern that typically will break to the upside. what you accumulate now, when it comes time like late 2024, mid 2025, around that time where, the cycle typically is starting to peak out, you're probably going to make very good gains off what you accumulate now if you believe in the fundamentals and if the market repeats the previous cycle, right? Now, definitely not financial advice, but yeah, just look at where we are in the chart. Like we're right down where we started. So this is clearly not looking as bullish as a lot of the other coins that have already broken out of this falling wedge. But the fact that the other coins have broken to the upside from a similar pattern kind of shows me that it's more likely that this particular coin will also break to the upside when the time comes, right? But until then, the few levels that we got to get through, this first level of resistance is going to be this trend line, right? Break above that, then target the upper region, ideally. If this gets rejected more, comes back down, this is going to be your level of support. I mean, it's pretty clear. It's a pretty clear chart. Now, somebody in the comments recommended that next time I look at Algorand, I look at the Algorand market cap chart, right? So this is just the price. So what I did is I got the market cap chart for Algorand right here. Pretty much looks very similar, right, as you'd expect, but it's just a falling wedge, right? So multiple touches on either side on the resistance and the support. It's pretty crazy. I would think that 99 out of 100 people, when they trade this asset, they're actually looking at the price, but the market cap is basically tracked it almost identically, right? So, but yeah, here we have when it sold off the recent Bitcoin dump. It wicked right at pretty much the exact bottom of this lower support line from the wedge. So keep an eye on both of them. Maybe, for example, a good way to do this is look at them both. They're both in this falling wedge. But it's possible that maybe the total market cap version is going to break out before, and that will give you an early warning signal for the price that maybe the price is going to follow as well, right? That's kind of how I would play the two charts together. But yeah, overall, I mean, Algorand, it's kind of neutral. It's a long-term bullish pattern, showing signs of weakness, having just broken back below this resistance level. Not ideal. The range is going to get tighter. Ideally, obviously, you want to see this break to the upside if you hold a lot of this stuff. But the main thing you want to look for is a break of this downsloping level of resistance, but also this horizontal line, right? If the price closes a daily candle above this upper resistance line, then I would personally take a long up to here, right? And at the time, I would just calculate the risk to reward ratio on that, but it's probably going to be pretty good. I would long it up to here. Here, I would exit my position. But if we close a weekly candle above here, then I would re-enter the position and target the upper range up here, right? So that's how I would personally play it. Anyway, not financial advice. Hopefully you found that helpful. Once again, if you're not subscribed and you want to get updates when I release these videos, click subscribe, click the bell, click on all. Also, the link to the exchange that I personally use is in the pinned comment and the description. Great exchange, really easy to use interface, no KYC. Yeah, I could personally recommend it, but I have to say as a caveat, don't put all your money on an exchange. When I'm trading, I just take a small percentage of my total portfolio, send it to the exchange, and the rest of my coins I keep safely stored on a hardware wallet, right? So don't be one of these people that loses everything you have if an exchange goes bust like FTX did, right? So you got to be very risk adverse in this space. Okay, hopefully that helps. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.